live. Yes. Let's do this. Let's put this here. Hello, everybody. Tom Caltabiano here at Rose Raymond 360 Live. Yes. Now, is that going live? I believe so. Yes. Okay, great. Everybody loves Raymond 360. Tom Caltabiano here on a Sunday after the big Christmas break, and we will talk about all things Christmas. So let me just reorganize some of these screens here. I move this down here, and then this down here. Yes, perfect. Okay, hello everybody. Some of you may not know who I am because we got a lot of new followers. Let me adjust this level. Brad Garrett always makes fun of me. Okay. I was a writer on Rose Raymond for the run of the show. I was also friends with Raymond. I met him doing stand-up comedy in New York City way back when at the original Improv. And then when he got the show, we moved out at the same time and shared an apartment because most places, most TV shows get canceled right away. Most shows don't go on to become a giant hit. But in this case, Raymond screwed up with the help of Phil Rosenthal and made a giant hit that will last probably forever. So that's the short of it for those of you that are going, who am I talking to? Okay, let me see. Oh, let me check. I have so many. Okay, so I see my Facebook commenters. Here we go. Yes, let's turn that up. Hello, everybody. Yes. Hello, Paula. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All awesome. Okay. Awesome photos. Great. Which we'll be sharing. So what has happened since Christmas? We were talking about the Christmas episodes, and I shared a bunch of flurry of pictures that happened. Okay, so now let me adjust my camera. This is so interesting. So when I'm setting up, the camera looks crazy wide. And then all of a sudden, the moment I go live, it goes super tight close-up shot. And let's see, do I have my collar okay? Yeah, okay. I get a lot of feedback about my collar. Christmas time, so a couple things. The video, first of all, that I posted, that was made by Raymond and a bunch of people with Lisa Kudrow. And they have a new show on Netflix called, what is it called? Is it No Good Deed or Dead to Me? The same showrunner creator made both those shows. So, but look it up, and it's not a light comedy. It's not like Everybody Knows Raymond. So we read some of the comments, and it might be No Good Deed. I don't know. You would think I would remember that. A lot of comments of people who absolutely loved it. It's only 8 episodes, and a couple of people who are like, this is terrible. They're swearing, and it's not necessary. And I don't disagree, but it's a different animal completely. So don't go watching Goodfellas if you are expecting Operation Dumbo Drop. I think that's probably the best use of the English language at the moment. Yes, No Good Deed. Thank you. To promote it, and so how do I have the right statistics? So Ray and Lisa Kudrow are giant stars, especially in the sitcom world, and you would think, well, it's not hard to get publicity, but really, the amount of releases, and I heard it one year, it's an easily look-upable fact, but when you're making a project in Hollywood, you think, oh my gosh, I've written a movie, and now it's going to be made, and all the eyeballs are on it, and I want to say there's 3,000 movies released every year or something like that across all the genres. I just watched or read a list of the top 10 and top 10 rated movies on Netflix and top and bottom rated movies on Netflix. I had never heard of one of any of that list, the best or the worst. Never even read their names before, and I think, whoever's doing that, that might have been their life work of writing the script and getting it done, etc. So Raymond was brainstorming, how do we get the word out about this show, which has 2 giant stars, but could get lost in the mix? And that was one of his ideas because, and let me know if you go, oh, I forgot my espresso. Hold on. Here we go. I will be 30% funnier now. Can my Italian friends, do they know that brand? Danese. Okay. Is that how you would pronounce it? It's a very cool cup. It's a round cup, which you don't see there you go. I would tip it over and show you the inside, but my keyboard would get a shot of espresso. Is this interesting? You guys can be the judge. What Ray was mentioning on that video is, hey, we were 2 stages away. So in real life, when Ray started doing this work with Lisa, hold on, let me turn this up just a scooch, a scanch. There we go, maybe a little bit more. Is that helping everybody or hurting? He was working with Lisa Kudrow, and he said, hey, we were on stage 5. We were at the Warner Brothers lot the same time you were. And in fact, we had shared really a common director, Gary Halverson, who directed a ton of Friends, and he directed a ton of Everybody's Raymond. So the same director directed both shows. So Ray says that to Lisa Kudrow, and she says, oh, you were? Now, when you are on the lot, the Warner Brothers lot, in 1992, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, I think, whenever Friends went off the air, you were well aware that Friends was on the lot because Friends was such a magnitude, and Ray says it in his one thing, it was like having the Beatles on the lot. And I'll give you a little example. I knew the head of security at Warner Brothers, and my friend Bobby, the pastry chef, who's may or may not be making some sprinkle cookies for somebody, he had sent his girlfriend and her friends out to visit California, and I said, oh, of course they loved Friends, so I said, oh, we'll go over to the Friends stage at least. So we hop in a golf cart. That's what you did to get around the Warner Brothers lot, golf cart, bicycle, car. Now you would think car is the most convenient, but you usually didn't have a place to park. You had your space, but you couldn't just drive around and dump your car by a stage. Everything was accounted for. Every parking lot, especially at the height of production, there is no wiggle room where like, I'll just dump the car here. We hop in a golf cart and I go over to stage 24, which is where Friends was. And you can, for those of you that have gone on the Warner Brothers tour, which I highly recommend, you can see there is a plaque and it says The Friends Stage, stage 24. I have a bunch of pictures. I'll post them for those of you that aren't going to be going to Burbank anytime soon. So I see the head of security, a gentleman named Udi. And I say, Udi, my friend, it's a funny name, I admit. But he was not a funny guy. He was a nice guy, but he was very serious as the head of security. I said, hey, these are my close friends for, 20-something-year-old girls. Is it possible to just hang out here and watch as the friends leave the stage and get into their cars? All of their cars were parked against the stage. All of the friends' cars were parked against the stage. And I remember because Matt LeBlanc had a muscle car. I want to say he had a Chevelle. I want to say he had like a 69 or 70 Chevelle. People can look that up. And so I said, Udi, can we sit and watch the friends exit and just get into their car from 50 yards, 50 meters away? So we're not even like, it's not even like, hey, can we have their autograph? And so he said, yeah, okay. And then about 5 minutes later, he came over and he goes, you know what, Tom, you can't be here. Sorry. And so we had to leave, which made me look like I had no pull at all. And then another example of Friends was my friend was doing the Tonight Show and he said, oh, let me come to the Warner Brothers lot. And he did. And I said, oh, we're walking around the Warner Brothers lot and the Friends stage was open. And this had to be 97, maybe. and we walked onto the stage. There's a big, they call it an elephant door. And well, I guess we got about 10 feet in and we got swamped by security. And usually you would say, oh, I am a producer on another show on the lot. And they'd go, oh, okay, yeah, nice to meet you, whatever. But they said, hey, you have to leave right now. And so we did. And then the piece de resistance, I went with a gentleman named Ray Romano to stage 5. We had just moved to the Warner Brothers lot. That would have been 97. And we went to the filming of Friends. So we went into Friends, and we were on what's known as the floor. When you're on the floor, you're not in the bleachers, you're on the floor, which is when you're working on a show, that's where you are. And Ray and I are watching, and we're like, wow, there's TV stars. There's Jennifer Aniston. And there's the rest of the cast. And we're just watching, minding our own business. And then somebody comes over and says, we're going to politely ask you to please leave the stage. And so we were like, okay, but Ray is the star of a TV show and we're just sitting here in the corner and we're not doing anything and we know how to behave on stage. Yes, that is great. Goodbye. There's the door. And so Ray Romano was kicked off of the Friends stage in 1997. So that's how big Friends was on the Warner Brothers lot. And when Ray said to Lisa Kudrow, oh, we were on the same lot, Lisa Kudrow said, we were. So that gives you the magnitude of awareness. And then she ultimately watched every episode of Everett Raymond and loved it. And Ray thought maybe she was just making it up when you feel bad. And there's a famous old joke, which I won't tell because it's too dirty. But the punchline is, let me finish. And it's when somebody trashes somebody else and you realize you've put your foot in your mouth and you go, well, let me finish. And so it turns out that Lisa Kudrow did indeed watch every episode of Raymond because she was quoting lines to Raymond and talking about it, etc. All right. So that video of them, so let me give you some more backstory. Here's my infinite knowledge about trivial stuff, TV wise. That fountain was originally at the Warner Brothers Ranch, and it got moved because the Warner Brothers Ranch is no longer the Warner Brothers Ranch. So when they shot that fountain opening, I believe it was there at the time, and then they moved it now to the main Warner Brothers lot, and they moved a couch in front of it. So you can go right now and take pictures sitting on that couch. Now, at Warner Brothers, there's tours all the time. And so one of the things that occasionally I would be in the car with Ray, and Ray would go, let's pull up to the tour bus. The tour bus is not a bus. It's actually a really giant golf cart. Let's pull up, and Ray would go, excuse me, that's my best impression of Ray. Excuse me, but do you know where the Everett Raymond was filmed? And I would say 75% of the time the people go, oh my gosh, that's Ray Romano. I can't believe it. But every once in a while, nobody would recognize Ray because he has his beard. And the driver would not recognize. And the driver sometimes would think that they are being scolded for not giving a thorough tour. So that is, if for those of you that didn't see the video, that's kind of the same vibe, which is Ray would go to the Friends couch. And he also just did that in New York as well, where he walked up to the Friends exterior, is in Greenwich Village, and there's always tourists there taking pictures of the exterior of the building on Friends, and Ray's walk by and go, you like Friends, huh? Yeah, you ever hear of Everett Raymond? No, nope. So there you go. But a lot of juice. Okay, let me catch up. Holy moly. Look at all these comments. Hello, Annabelle. Hello, everybody. Hello. Almost Happy New Year from Marsh, Vegas, Mass. Is that spelled correctly? Here, let me just bring that up. Marsh, Vegas, Mass. Wow, that's okay. That's really something very good. Yes, thank you, Donnell. I can always count on you. Hello, Kim. Yes, thank you for the compliment. I get a lot of flack. It's deed, no good deed. Ah, yes, then I'll never forget because yes, very good, very good, very good. Oh, these are awesome clues. See, where were you guys to help me during the week? Yes, Maxine, you're rewatching The Irishman today. I forgot Ray was in that movie too. Yes, we can talk about The Irishman. Maybe next time Ray is back, we can talk about The Irishman. Annabelle, when you did the tour, we were told it was the same stage that I Love Lucy used. Okay, so real quickly. You know, I'm going to reach out. I wonder, I know he wrote a book. The showrunner of I Love Lucy wrote a book, and his son, I think, wrote the foreword or had to finish a book. I should reach out to him and see if he would be a guest, because he might have a lot of insight. The first year of Ever Rose Raymond, we were on a stage called Hollywood Center Studios, which is now called Sunset Las Palmas. I Love Lucy filmed one stage away. We were on stage 3/8. Don't ask me why that is. And I think Lucy was on stage 2 of the Hollywood Center Studios for 2 seasons. And they had to, if you still see, I've posted pictures, you can still see outside of the stage a place where they had an entrance for Desilu Studios. The first time they had a live audience, really, for a sitcom. And so that is still there. That is still the remnants of the I Love Lucy is still there. The second year, the third year of I Love Lucy, I believe they moved to what is now Red Studios. But I believe they owned the studio. So it's now Red Studio, but way back when. So I don't believe any portion of I Love Lucy was filmed on the Warner Brothers lot. I could be wrong. I would be shocked if I was wrong, because I have never been wrong. Did you know that Cole Hauser from Yellowstone, his maternal great-grandmother was a film mogul, Henry Warner of Warner Brothers? Nice. I did not know that. I did not know that. Very interesting. A very interesting story. Yes, too much to go into now, but the history of Warner Brothers is very, very interesting. Yes. Okay, Fly Lady, are you answering another question? Hi, Karen Giacalone. But you married into that name, right? So, Annabelle, yes, they told you a fib. I don't think, yes, because everything I know took place over there. Over there is Hollywood. So the Warner Bros. Studios is in Burbank, and the Hollywood Center Studios, RKO, where I believe Lucy or Desi may have been fired from that, I'm trying to say production, a movie house, let's say, and then they ended up buying RKO Studios, which is the ultimate triumphant thing of coming back and buying the place where you were fired from. Yes, sorry. Now let me catch up. Tom, in a few months, it will be 5 years we have been doing this podcast. Holy moly. Wow, Leo, thank you. That's really good. Yes, the cough is better. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, I've had a cough for about 2 years. Hello, Lee Gerber, down under. I thought I saw some lamingtons the other day at a bakery, but I didn't have a chance to buy them. For those of you that don't know, it's a delicious Australian treat. Speaking of treats, okay, so let's talk about the other thing. I posted a picture of Phil and Raymond and Monica. And so we have a, let me see this. Okay, so this, let's see, so many fun things. I'm trying to find the earliest. I actually filled up my memory, 500 gigabytes on my phone of photos. So I saw Phil and Monica and Raymond on Christmas Eve, and we talked about, I posted a picture of, you know what, the best thing to do, let me just go to Phil Rosenthal's Instagram, because I can rely on him, or I guess I can rely on me. Let me see. Okay. Yes, for those of you just joining, here we go. Phil, Ray, and Monica. You know her as Amy, holding Scott Spiegel. Okay, there we go. There's the Tomster. Yes, I make that jokingly, mockingly. Someone else. Yes, I'm giving the stink eye, it looks like. And there, Monica decided that she was going to, come on, focus. Here we go. So loving when we focus. Yes. She looks like she's apprehensive, right? But she's the one that actually fed me. Okay, so hold on. I have here. Let me see if I can hold this photo up while I grab. Let me see. Can you see that photo? Yeah. Okay. So sorry. You can, guys. You should take Dramamine before you watch. Okay. So this. Here we go. This is Scott Spiegel, who was what's known as a utility. He has been a guest here. Every year he makes these chocolate-covered pretzels, and he brings them to a lot of people. And so I saw Scott. He came to visit me at the studio that I'm working in, and he gave me them. Now, the key to his chocolate-covered pretzels, which he gives every year, is there is a caramel. So there's the pretzel, and there's a hidden caramel treat there for all of you. Yeah, let's see what this camera can do close-up wise. Okay, right about there is where it can live. So, as you can imagine, it's delicious. That's what you can take away from that. It is delicious, and I wish you could buy them. I wish Scott sold them, but he doesn't. And I know it's a lot of work, and so I really appreciate him making the effort. And for those of you that are new to watching here, Tom Caltabiano here, writer on Everybody's Raymond. And I try and share every Sunday a story to keep Everybody's Raymond alive and give you some insights on the show, how the show was made, etc. And I usually try a treat, which I will today, but I can't. It feels unfair. I could. Should I? Let me see. Hold on. Oh. See, they're the gooey pleasure, right, folks? There's the caramel. Okay. I don't think I thought this one through. This one's harder. Oh my gosh, is that? Whoa, that is uncomfortably delicious. I don't like to be morose, but that pretzel will not last the day. It is not. I should have brought. Oh yes. Do I have a napkin? Yes. All right. That is a Christmas Eve tradition that Ray has people over to his house for Christmas Eve, and if truth be told, it's his wife who organizes it. So, there you go. Next time Scott is on, I'll have him tell you guys what the recipe is. Okay, so let me see. Now, that brings us to, I may have to drink some tea. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Okay, yes, that helped. That helps. Oh, my goodness, is that good? Okay, let's catch up. There's a familiar name. Stu Shostak was Lucy's publicist in archives. He will know anything Lucy did, if anything Lucy did was at Warner Bros. By the way, Lucille Ball had a very long career, so I'm sure she shot something, maybe with Bob Hope. Who knows? But the original I Love Lucy series was 100%. I'm not questioning you, Bob. I'm saying that's good. Was 100% at Hollywood Center Studios for the first 2 seasons. And then I think it became, was it Renmar? Interesting. By the way, are you guys interested when Raymond with Lisa Kudrow says, we were on stage 5, and she goes, we were on stage 5 the first season, and he goes, they're only 2 stages away. I'll post a map, and you can see the Warner Brothers studio. It technically is a little more than 2 stages away, but he's kind of right, even if it's not exactly 100% accurate. Okay, let me see. Yes. So if I could get Scott to sell them, we could put them in our shop for a Christmas, like, limited number. It's so much work, though. But I do have, for those of you that have not seen me before, I have the original canister here, and inside I try and taste a treat that you can get. Listen to that. That is good American steel. as Frank would say. All right, now that brings us to the Doris Roberts Christmas party. And you know what else I found? Hold on. Let me lean way over here. This is exciting. Every season, Doris Roberts would have us over to her house, and I will show you some more pictures. But here is what's known as a proof sheet, and that's a bunch of photos from her party. Hard to see, lots of reflection, almost more annoying than it's worth, but I will show you some scanned versions of that. But here's why. I was looking through some Christmas archives, and again, for those who just joined, I also was the unofficial photographer, and I took 30,000 behind-the-scene photos, many of which I would like to share with here. That's kind of how this started when COVID happened. It's a shame for them to be sitting in my house. Here's another, let me see, more from Doris's greed party. Again, terrible reflection, but don't worry. As soon as I start showing you the photos, they will go away. But here is the more interesting, okay, that's season one, that I completely forgot, which is Patricia Heaton had a Christmas party. Yes, Patricia Heaton had a Christmas party, and I believe it was the last season of the show. And those pictures, wow, hold on, let me see if I can pull this out. So in the old days, we used something called film. And on film, instead of a professional photographer wouldn't print out and go pick up at a store like we would. You get an envelope of all these 4x6s or 5x7s. You would get something known as a proof sheet, and you would look at it with a loop. That's what I'm showing you guys. Okay, so I will show you these later, but Patricia Heaton had a Christmas party at her house that I completely forgot about. That's the dreaded Parker with their makeup person. That's yours truly with Patty. Again, sorry for the glare, but it's a shiny proof sheet. Let me see. There's really no way to get rid of it, but I will scan these. Yes, Patty's living room, Patty's interior designer friend, Patty's kitchen. There's Patty just in her living room. All gold, comedy gold, and treasures of the time. Okay, and let's see. It says Pat's Secret on the back, which means that it was filmed. I mean, this proof sheet was around when we were filming that. Okay, give me some hearts, some thumbs up. Let me know if you want me to scan a couple of those. But the main Christmas party was at Doris Roberts' house. Doris Roberts used to live in a house up in the Hollywood Hills, not far from Lake Hollywood. I think James Dean might have lived in her house at one time, and she would have what's known as, I know you guys have told me a lot of different names, is it a white elephant? So we just called it a greed party. She would have a lovely dinner, a catered affair. We would all show up, and then the great thing was there were a bunch of gifts. You had to limit the money. You were supposed to buy kind of not great gifts. And so then you would watch as people would become ruthless. You would pick a number, and then whoever got the lowest number would pick first. But if I liked your gift and I was number 39, I could go over and take that gift from you. So the party could go for 2-3 days if possible. But if you can imagine a room full of comedy writers who have been working together for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, are a well-oiled machine of funny. So there was never any shortage of laughter at Doris's house. Now, here, let me see, here is, okay, great. Phil Rosenthal picking a gift, okay. So that is Raymond's foot. There you go. Jeremy Stevens, Mike Royce's wife, Lorraine Boyle, Peter Boyle's wife, Peter Boyle, Doris Roberts sitting next to him. Way in back is Patty, then Monica. Oh, we lost the screen. Oh, I can zoom in. Look at that. Who knew? Monica looking, Randy Sorer, our publicist, I believe, back there. Yes, and her husband, Amy, or Monica, as I knew her, Randy Sorer. And then, here we go, Georgia Angle smiling. So, there you go. This, I will say, was One of the most fun events that we ever did together as a group of people, because at this point, the show is doing extremely well. And when you are on a hit show, the mood is good. When you are on a show that is bombing and being canceled, the mood is not good. So here we go. Here's another. I believe this is the same Raymond's wife there. Mike Royce taking a photo behind. Doris Roberts standing up, heckling or shouting some sort of orders. Okay, let's see this. Sorry. So many notifications, people. Sorry. There's Doris at her party. I'm not saying she wasn't drinking, but yes, maybe she was. Okay. So let's see. Her tree, her house, just magnificent. And again, Georgia Angle there. Wow. There we go. All right. So I will post these, people, so fear not. But right now, let me see this. Yes. Oh, yes. A big laugh. Sorry. I'm trying to decide because it's a. So this, right at the end of the evening, I said, Doris, let me just take a picture of you. And so this was, there is Doris in front of her living room. Sorry. Wow. So many notifications. Here we go. A beautiful space, a beautiful old Hollywood Hills house. Doris Roberts. Yes, here's the beloved Peter Boyle. So I will, there is Peter picking a gift. These are very, very rare photos, folks. This is a rare peek. Everybody got along. For those of you that are new here, the cast really got along extremely well. I've read online that Patty Heaton and Peter Boyle didn't speak because they had different political views. Zero truth to that at all, other than different political views. And there is Phil. That's the end of the. That is the end of the evening because there's not a big pile of gifts there. Okay, so let's keep going. Doris Roberts, I'm showing you. Oh, these are great, even for me. I'm enjoying them. Here is Raymond putting a lot of thought into the gift. There's Patty Heaton with her arms folded behind Raymond in all black, seemingly not amused by Raymond's focus on picking the gift. And again, for those of you that are worried, I will post these photos. And let's see. Ah, yes, perhaps my favorite photo. Georgia Angle looking phenomenal. Amy's mother on the show. Picking out a gift. Deciding what to give. And that must be early on because there's a lot of gifts. Okay. So, the Doris. Oh, yes. Okay, more. Oh, so there's that guy. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. There I am. I'm not sure what I'm wearing, but it seems completely not Christmas related. Peter Boyle's wife seemingly laughing at me and Doris giving me the stink eye. So there you go. And let's see, do we have one of Patricia Heaton? Let's see. Yes. There is Patty looking good, all in black. Opening her gift. There we go. Georgia Angle looking on, and again featuring Ray's foot, and you can tell it's Ray because Ray used to wear a Casio watch that I think went up to $12, maybe even $18, and only recently did Raymond switch to a 12, maybe he's at a $22 watch. There we go. Whatever gift that we had. All right, Doris's greed party. Always fun every year, just a joy seeing everybody during the festive time. The show is a giant hit. Everybody is doing well. It's, because I know for many of you, there's so much stress about buying gifts and you don't have enough money to buy gifts and you wish you had more money to buy gifts, etc. And then Christmas comes like a sledgehammer and destroys your credit rating. Okay, let's see. Let's take some questions as I Tom Caldabiano here, writer on Everybody's Raymond for those. Okay, Teresa. You make them, Teresa. Teresa at Tefano's. Sorry, your family. I know you're not there, but your family has Tefano's in Chicago. You make a chocolate-covered pretzel, and you're saying that you're willing to share said. We have to find out what is that on top. That I'm assuming it's a white chocolate glaze. For those of you that are late to the show, Scott Spiegel makes these filled with caramel, gives them out every Christmas time to the cast and crew. That is the photo that I posted. Okay. So let's see. Oh, that was I just saw Doris playing a Maid in Barefoot in the Park movie with Robert Redford. Yes, that is a classic, a very long one ago. Toaster lips, not something I say every day. That feels like an affliction. If the doctor diagnosed you with toaster lips, what would that be? Would it be your overconsumption of toast? Would it be that you don't use any chapstick type product and your lips are very dry and he calls you toaster lips, which would not be professional, but I might get the point across. Toaster Lip says, hi from here, let me, I can't. This is on Instagram, so I can't share this. Hi from Mukilteo, Washington. Just tried a yummy treat from the UK, Galaxy Digestives Orange, or Digestives Orange. I recommend it. Interesting. So, for those of you, again, that have not watched, in the writer's room, we had a contest of what was the best cookie, Oreo or Hydrox, with a bunch of others thrown in. So now every week I try a different snack, international and or local, aside from a delicious chocolate-covered pretzel. Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Yes. Sorry, I'm just racing through. Yes, why don't you drink poison? Yes, Pat. One of the funniest episodes. Have you seen Ray's new show, No Good Deeds? And what do you think? I don't think I like Ray's not comedic character. I can't unsee him as Ray Romano. You know, you can't unsee him as Ray Barone. How about, did anybody watch him in Parenthood, Made for Love, Fly Me to the Moon? I'm trying to think of other shows. He's been on a lot of stuff. And so, yes. Let's see. So where is Brad? Brad didn't make all of those Doris Roberts Christmas parties because at the time he had 2 kids. He still has 2 kids, but I don't remember. He was definitely at one, and I'll have to dig up those photos for sure. Let's see. I saw Ray talking about if the show was a hit, he could rename the show. He told the story of his brother saying, I go to work. Yes, the lady awaits. Sorry, I'm going to look up those orange treats. I just have to remember that because that comment will go away. Somebody will write that down for me. The orange digestives that are called something. So, Ray, when Everybody Loves Raymond started, Ray hated the name Everybody Loves Raymond. He was performing at the Tropicana in Las Vegas, and I was with him, and he made a list of all the alternate names, and he called Les Moonves. And if you guys know Raymond, he is not a pushy, brash, in your face, I'm going to pound my fist and get what I want, which tells you how much he was tortured by the thought of having Everybody Loves Raymond as the title of the show. So when they were going to make it that, which was actually, I think, Phil Rosenthal's wife's idea, Monica, hey, why don't you make that the title? It's a line that Ray's brother said in real life. Ray Romano won a Cable Ace Award, which no longer happens, for a show called Dr. Katz. And Ray's brother came home. They were all living with Ray's parents. And Ray's brother lived in the basement. And so he was a policeman, and he saw this award, and he said, you know, Ray, I'm trying to paraphrase it so I don't murder the joke. But, and also there's what Phil wrote in the pilot and what happened in real life. But in real life, Ray's brother, Richard, the policeman, picks up and says, it never stops for Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. You know, I go to work, people shoot at me. Ray goes to work, people do the wave. That's, I think, Phil's line from the pilot. So, Raymond calls Les Moonves and says, hey, and I believe he called Letterman as well. Please, 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 can we not call Deborah's Raymond? And so he hand wrote a whole bunch, which somewhere, I know it's in the book that we published, Everybody Loves Raymond, our family album, with captions by Phil Rosenthal and Raymond. We have a copy of that actual piece of paper, and I think Ray's manager has it in real life. So he wrote all these names down. Raymond, that Raymond guy, Raymond's Tree, Raymond. It was a whole bunch of them. And Les Moonves said, look, if it becomes a top 10 show, we'll change it for you, Ray. So don't fret. And so then it became a top show. And so then Ray calls up Les Moonves and says, hey, can we change it now? And he said, oh, we're a top 10 hit. We can't change it now. So Ray was misled, it's a good problem to have. But yes, that was his, because Ray is not pompous and thinks that's the worst title, because it's like, who writes that? He doesn't think Everybody Loves Raymond, etc. But then once it becomes something, you cannot change it. Okay, so there's the explanation. Excellent. Sorry, I was just reading to make sure, because let me tell you guys a secret. Sometimes people write things that, if I repeat, are not repeatable. But this is a very good one, and of course, if somebody's watching on Facebook and I recognize their name, I put up their comment immediately. There you go, Gil, like that. The Big Sick. So, toaster lips. When I was 3, I was admiring my reflection in the toaster. I kissed the toaster and burned my lips, earning the nickname Toaster Lips. Wow, that has stuck with you for a while, and I hope your lips recovered. That's a bit of, at 3 years old, you're admiring your reflection in a toaster and you decide to kiss it. Interesting. Very interesting. That is a very, very good story. Could that have gone in the toaster episode? I don't know. Maybe. That is a great story. I love that. Okay, let me scroll down and catch up here. Let me see. The Big Sick. Yes, Karen Edwards. You have the book. Denise, yes. I'm glad you have the book. We wrote it, and I'll tell you that whole story another time. But Everett Loves Raymond, our family album, a great book written by, the real photos by Raymond, and real captions written by Raymond and Phil Rosenthal, which you don't see that often. And actually, that, I don't know if I can find it quick enough. Or quickly, is it quickly enough? Oh yeah, sure enough. Look at that. Okay, so for those of you that have the book, there is Raymond writing, come on, focus. There is Raymond writing actual captions underneath the photos, and that's an overhead shot of the thing, and that's Patricia Heaton tickling underneath Peter Boyle, so Deborah tickling Frank's chin. So there is Raymond actually writing the actual captions. And here's another one for those of you that are wondering if somebody wrote them for him. No, Phil and Ray wrote their actual captions. That might be the shower episode. That's in Ray's office, a photo I took of him writing the captions. Awesome. Let's see this one. Yes. Okay. You love the movie Paddleton, Sandy Phillips. Paddleton, for those of you, it's a kind of sad movie, but it is a phenomenal movie. And I'd much rather see Paddleton, a movie like Paddleton, which only has Ray Romano and Mark Duplass in it, directed by Alex Lehman, a great movie. It's just a phenomenal movie, but it is a sad movie. So if you're looking for a feel-good movie, it's life-affirming, but it's not feel-good. But Raymond is phenomenal in that movie. So there you go. Yes, but I know that, here, let's look at the parallel. It's tough to accept Ray as anything but Ray Barone, but, Robin Williams was Mork from Ork, and then he kind of moved into a bigger space, so I don't even think people talk about it that much. Okay, Karen. The only advantage for me was that my kids were able to spell their last name, and while they were toddlers, because they constantly heard me spell it over and over again for everybody. Okay. Susan, okay, I have to catch up because that is a comment. Maiden name, we have a lot. Okay, so Susan, you married into the Stompanato family. Okay, there you go. Missing, yes, Fly Lady. Okay, great. I'm catching up. Sorry. Okay, somebody is sick. Susan, you are sick. This has now become almost like a telethon here. All right, let's go. Wow. Here's what I do want to do. I want to try Karen in Plymouth. I think you'll recognize this. Okay, so here's the original canister. That's called ASMR or annoying noise. Here we go. As recommended. Never seen them in my life. Wow, don't talk into the canister next to the microphone because gets a weird thing. Okay, party rings. I have no idea what these are. I'm an American. Fox's party rings. So for those of you that haven't joined in the past, Jammy Dodger is a phenomenal treat. So let me do this. Let me open this up. So ASMR is you listen to heightened, recorded sound. So let me open this up. I don't like to show off my strength, but I will. Okay, so where does this fit, my UK friends, in the scheme of things? Is this like, if I broke these out at a sophisticated party, would people look at me askance? Would they give me the stink eye? Would they raise their eyebrow? Let's see. Let's see this. Yes, the noise from the canister reminiscent of the twins kicking down the stairs. Yes, because it is the same. So where are party rings on the nature? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Okay, wow. So here we go. It looks, wow, they weren't kidding. Let me see if I can line that up with my eye. Yes. So party rings seem like, hold on. I have to eat this in a civil way, which means I'm supposed to bite it, but that leads to crumbs. Okay, hold on. Hold on, folks. So this is, I have to start rating. We've taken a vote. Do I do it by canisters? Do we do a 10 canister is the best of the cookie? Is it worthy of Marie's inclusion in her, with her lemon squares? Okay. Not what I was expecting at all. Okay, so party rings are, first of all, they're a very dense, not a bad thing, but I was expecting the shortbread type of thing of a Jammy Dodger. And yet, my mouth was fooled and my brain was fooled. It's crisp. It's very tasty. So don't let my, I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around how to describe it. Wow. Fox's Party Rings. A very unique flavor. Very enjoyable. Who knew? Okay, and of course, just to make sure the first one was not a fluke, let me try a second party ring. Folks, you thought you were just coming here for Raymond knowledge, but now why is it, there we go, the underside. So I can't read the label now of how they describe it, but it's definitely not like a Walker's shortbread. So it's got a pink glaze. I'm guessing that's pink as a person who's slightly colorblind. Okay. Now, do most civil people take a small, dainty bite? Because I think we know where I fall on that scale. Okay, Gil. Okay, yes, you guys call them biscuits in the UK. That would be a cookie for me. So, Susan, you want to go scale 1 to 5. There's not a lot of room there, 1 to 5. What about a 0.5? John, excellent. Is it fruit flavored? No, not fruit flavored. Excellent question. It tastes like a hard icing. I don't really know. Kids' birthday party biscuits. Okay, Karen. So if I broke these out at a 5-year-old's party, I would be, people go, oh yeah, that seems like standard fare for the party. And if I offered these to my friends at our wine tasting, they would think I had lost my mind, perhaps. Okay, I'm going to have to think about my rating system. I think, Susan, even if you're ill, maybe you're overcome with fever, I think you need more, more, you need more wiggle room because 1 to 5 is, I think, I'm leaning towards 1 to 10. We can take the vote. I liked Raymond in the movie Somewhere in Queens, where Ray physically fought with Johnny. Yes, with John Manfrotati, who was also at the Christmas Eve party. Okay, let's do some more questions before we have to say goodbye. So good. I hope everybody, so much pressure for New Year's Eve, everybody. Don't feel like you have to go crazy. And I know that you don't need me to say that. But I always, every year, I'm always like, I think my best memories of New Year's Eve were spending it with my older couple friend who were I met them in their mid 70s. I was not in my mid 70s. They were. And I would spend a quiet evening with them. They had 9 kids and none of their kids were around. They were all alive, but they just didn't live there. And I remember every Christmas and when I was out here, because my family was back east, it would be delightful just sharing stories with them. There's so much pressure on people to have fun on New Year's Eve, but I think we know what I will be doing on New Year's Eve. I will be having a sleeve of party rings and some milk. All right, let's scrolling through. Everybody's Raymond is all about food. Frank, Marie sandwiches. Yes, absolutely. That was Phil Rosenthal's big thing is food is the great connector. Maybe a cannoli rating system in the spirit of the show. Many great and funny references to them. Yes, Kingfisher. Yes, the cannoli. That might be confusing that you're using another dessert to rate a dessert. I don't know. Okay, everybody, still a few more minutes. Tom Caltabiano here, writer on Everyone's Raymond. For those of you that are just joining, I was a writer for all 9 years. I've been doing this for 5 years. I have guests and people who worked on the show, everyone from Raymond to our friend George White, who was the writer's assistant, to anybody that had any contribution to the show. I try and talk to them. Okay, let's look at final questions before we go. Ginger ale, Susan Woods Stompanato. So ginger ale wasn't the only drink on the show, but Raymond in real life liked ginger ale, and Canada Dry ginger ale was sent to the show. And it's weird because nowadays, and when I say nowadays, there is no, and I think this happens for you guys, in society, you used to have a couple pairs of sneakers, and now you have a million pairs of sneakers to choose from. You used to have one thermos bottle to drink from, and now there's a million water thermos bottles. And so the making sure you milk every dollar from everything and every angle, that has happened in TV. So now you would have a nondescript ginger ale, generic ginger ale on the show unless you were willing to pay for it. So as far as I know, Canada Dry did not pay to be featured in the show. Raymond just drank ginger ale. It was his favorite beverage. He doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't drink tea in real life. And so that became the most common drink on the set. So there you go. Canada Dry ginger ale. Did I say something different? Or that wasn't even. Now, Kingfish Photo, I'm going to consider that cannoli rating system, but I really think something with the canister in it makes the most sense. It's the most iconic part of the show. Okay, am I forgetting anything? I'm looking around at my desk. Do I have, yes, my tea? Again, only because the label feels like a cartoon label. Taifu tea, the noir, the darker of those. And so what did I promise to you guys? Because I don't like to break my promises. I will scan some more of the Patty Heaton Christmas party. By the way, she's never seen those photos. Patricia Heaton. So I have to do that. Hold on. Taifu. Never heard of it. Yes, Canada Dry was definitely the ginger ale. Mike's Pastry. Yes, you are correct. That is what they. Sorry for those of you just listening. I'm reading comments, and Karen, who came up to me and Phil Rosenthal in Texas, says they must have, yes, and that's what they did, confirmed by Rhonda Robinson, who hopefully the head of props will be here to visit with us. Okay, final questions, everybody. Have a good New Year, by the way, if I don't get a chance to say hello. And always, I love your comments. I read all of the comments. I try and answer all of the comments. If I know that it's a really big point, I will try and bring it up here every week and answer it at length. Let me check to see if I have anything on YouTube, as they call it. Okay. Yes, these photos. The Doris, yes, the Patty Heaton, Tom. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry. I'm not. So this is the end of the party. Here you go. The party breaking up in Doris Roberts' house. I'm just showing you. That's Doris Roberts. I don't want to say love interest, but here's what I was looking for. Phil Rosenthal. This is a rare glimpse inside of Doris Roberts' bar. Her bar in the basement of her house was exquisite. It was exactly what you would expect. Playbills and old photos. All of her Emmys were in there. There on the right, you see Phil Rosenthal on the left. You see Lou Schneider's wife. There you see Raymond at the bar talking to Elizabeth Herring, who was the script supervisor. Sorry, my phone goes dark. That's why I have to pull. Okay, that's Phil again. Yes, her bar. Sorry, I'm scrolling through to see. Yes, and here we go. Here's another one. That is Gary Halverson, the director of Friends, and Everett Raymond on the left, holding the camera. Phil Rosenthal, Lisa Helfrich, our producer, the bartender there, and behind Doris Roberts' son. Let me see. Final. Elizabeth Herring was the dialogue coach. Monica Haran is in that. Amy, there is Amy, looking beautiful that night. Elizabeth Herring. Elizabeth Herring's husband, Lou Schneider there, and the bartender. But the pictures on the wall, James Coco there, a lot of great memorabilia. Her Emmys were on the opposite side of that. All right, everybody, Tom Calabiano saying goodbye. See you next year, as they say. I hope you all have a great time in the next few days. Be safe out there. Have fun. And remember, I love your comments. Keep commenting. Spread the word about our site. It is the only really official site that I have where I share all of my never-before-seen photos with the fans. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week.